switches hit. Okay. Hey there, South Mississippi. Chief Meteorologist Eric Jeansonne here with a quick update on the forecast. Overall, a pretty nice night across the area. Our dew points have come up just a little bit, so it's not as crisp as maybe it felt earlier in the week, but still a pleasant night, and we're expecting our temperatures by tomorrow morning to fall into the upper 60s in many spots. Satellite and radar is quiet tonight, and we take a look at the bigger picture. We have a stalled out frontal boundary across the Gulf Coast, or at least the southern Gulf rather. That's sparking off some showers and thunderstorms, some unsettled weather, but not worried about anything tropical because there's lots of wind shear and dry air over the Gulf right now, so that's not conducive for tropical development. Tomorrow morning, a nice start, temperatures in the 60s. We're going to climb into the upper 80s to low 90s by tomorrow afternoon. We'll start off with an east-northeasterly breeze in the morning, becoming east in the afternoon, then southeast by the late afternoon. Here's what it looks like on Futurecast by tomorrow morning, starting out with temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s. Notice as we head towards lunchtime, many spots in the upper 80s to low 90s. And as we head towards the late afternoon, can't rule out a few areas making a run for the mid 90s. So it will be a hot afternoon despite a relatively pleasant start across the region. As far as rain chances go, we could use some rain, but things are looking pretty dry for the next several days. In fact, as we go into the next 5 to 7 days or so, rain chances are very slim. Temperatures are going to trend higher each afternoon as we head towards Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even into the beginning of next week, with temperatures climbing into the mid-90s further inland and the low to mid-90s right along the coast. This weekend is the, Biloxi Seafood Festival on Saturday. Looks like it's going to be a pretty nice Saturday across South Mississippi to head towards Biloxi for the Biloxi Seafood Festival. Overall, it's going to be a little hot in the afternoon, but later on in the day, we should start to see somewhat of a southeast breeze developing, and that might be pretty nice. If you have some plans to head out over the water over the next few days, tomorrow the winds will be a little breezy over the sound. Northeast winds about 5 to 10 knots, seas generally about 2 to 3 feet. But as we go into Friday and Saturday, looks like those rain chances stay very slim. Same thing if you're heading about 20 to 30 miles offshore. Tomorrow, a breezy day, northeast winds 10 to 20 knots, and seas generally about 2 to 5 feet. But things kind of leveling off a little bit as we go into Friday and Saturday. Water temperatures in the low 80s now, 82 at Point Cadet and Biloxi. Today, the official peak of hurricane season, but there's really not too much going on. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We've only had one hurricane form so far this season. That was Aaron a couple of weeks ago. By now, we should have seen our third hurricane form of the year. We have not seen that just yet, but we still have a lot to go. You know, storms can develop later on in the season. Remember Hurricane Zeta? That was October 28th, a few days before Halloween. So hurricane season does indeed go until November 30th. As far as the looking outside across the Atlantic, not much going on. There is a tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa that has a low chance for tropical development over the next 2 to 7 days. Something we're going to keep an eye on, but you know, this is if this were to impact the U.S. in any kind of way, it wouldn't be until almost 2 weeks from now. So a lot of time to watch that. Over into the Caribbean, not too much happening, and the Gulf is pretty quiet too. In fact, when you look at the upper air pattern across the Gulf, here's why it's so quiet. Tons of wind shear, tons of dry air. We have this trough across the southeastern 2/3 of the country. That's imparting a lot of northwesterly and westerly wind shear. High pressure over Mexico right now. On the eastern edge of that, lots of wind shear from the north and west. So all those factors coming together to prevent tropical development. Despite the sea surface temperatures being super warm, you know, it's very warm over the Gulf. But remember, water temperatures, they could be boiling. But if we don't have the right environmental conditions for a tropical system to form, you're not just going to get a spontaneous tropical system forming just because the water is quite warm. 7-day forecast, it looks like this again as we go throughout the next few days. Overall, looks pretty nice. The weekend's looking great across South Mississippi.